Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here. In today's video, I specifically want to address to people who are considering leaving the Bitcoin market following the recent dump that we've seen from around $10,000 all the way down to where we trade now in the $8,000 to $8,500 range. Because following this crash, I know that a lot of you guys out there, especially if you clicked on this video, are considering leaving the cryptocurrency space either for a time to wait for the market to recover or forever because you don't believe in Bitcoin in the long term. I want to address this video specifically to you. I think you need to hear this, and honestly, if you were going to leave Bitcoin without seeing this video, this might be one of the most important videos that you've seen all day. So guys, I have a lot of points to make, and I don't want to spend a whole lot of time making them, so without much further ado, I want to go ahead and dive right on into it. Before we do though, if you do enjoy today's video, make sure you smash that like button, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, guys. We do daily cryptocurrency technical analysis videos and daily cryptocurrency news updates. Anyway, guys, I want to start this video out here on the BLX chart and show you a long history of Bitcoin, and I want to ask you one very specific question. Where does smart money buy Bitcoin? Look at the chart for a second. Pause here. Where does the smart money buy Bitcoin? It's a very simple question, but I think if more people had have asked themselves this question, they wouldn't have left during 2018, and they wouldn't have missed the massive run-up from $3,000 to $13,000. Let me tell you where the smart money is buying Bitcoin. They bought Bitcoin down here, right here, right here. They bought Bitcoin up here. They bought Bitcoin down here. Guess what Bitcoin's doing right now, guys? It's retracing. Notice I didn't say that the smart money is buying at the top. Notice I didn't even say that the smart money is buying Bitcoin during the bull market. Guys, the smart money buys Bitcoin at the bottom of the bear market and at the very beginning of the accumulation that leads into a new bull market. Smart money is not buying Bitcoin up here, guys. They're selling Bitcoin up here. And there's a very important reason that I bring that up. It's because so many people in this space are so warped in their thinking, and they think that when Bitcoin goes down, that's a bad thing. When Bitcoin goes up, that's a good thing. Let me ask you something, guys. If gas prices go up, is that a good thing? If gas prices go down, is that a bad thing? No, because you want cheap. You want to be able to buy something on the cheap, and you want to be able to sell it on the more expensive side. That is simply how basic economics and basic trading economics in particular work. To sell something and to make money, you first have to buy it. Now, I'm not including shorting in this because we're talking about long-term investing here, but it's very important for you guys to understand that to make money on the long term, there has to be a buying opportunity. And if Bitcoin's just mooning, then there's never really a good buying opportunity because you never know where the top is. Guys, when Bitcoin was rallying back over here for a lot of this time from like here onward, I was very hesitant about buying Bitcoin because I knew any day now the top's going to come in. Could it be here? Maybe. It wasn't. Was it here? Probably it was. Okay, you don't really know exactly when the top's going to be. It's a lot easier to call the bottom than it is the top, actually. Because, guys, it's far more dangerous to be buying Bitcoin right here than it is to be buying Bitcoin right here. Because if Bitcoin falls, guess what? You just get to buy more. But if you buy Bitcoin right here and Bitcoin falls, you're screwed. There's a backup plan in this situation. There's no backup plan over here. You just got to hold on to that Bitcoin for a very long time. So that's the first point I want to make, guys, is the smart money. The smart money buys Bitcoin when Bitcoin is low. We always talk about these institutions accumulating Bitcoin when Bitcoin's down around $3,000 or $4,000, and we all say, okay, we're going to buy a bunch of Bitcoin when Bitcoin's that low. And guess what? A lot of people never do it, and then they end up regretting that they never did it. And guys, that could turn into one of the biggest regrets of your life if you miss an opportunity like this. I'm not trying to spread FOMO. I'm not trying to boost Bitcoin into something that it's not, but you know just as well as I do that if you had bought Bitcoin down here at $10 and you had bought $500 worth of it, you'd be a very wealthy person right now. The same opportunity is in front of us right now. Whenever Bitcoin crashes, it's a new opportunity to buy Bitcoin. It's a new opportunity to lock in even larger gains in the future. So what you need to do is, instead of worrying about red candlesticks, you need to look at them as an opportunity. Everything in a market, also honestly, everything in life is an opportunity if you look at it through the right lens. So the first point I want to make in this video is that when Bitcoin crashes, guys, it's just as big of an opportunity as when Bitcoin rallies. So if you are considering leaving Bitcoin because Bitcoin is falling, you are making a mistake in my humble opinion. But that leads me to another question that I know a lot of you guys that might be considering leaving this space are asking. Is Bitcoin ever going to recover? Is Bitcoin ever going to go back to all-time high? Is Bitcoin ever going to see these major gains again? Guys, a lot of people have that question, and to be honest with you, it's a very valid question. No one can predict the future. No one can see that far out into the future. It's simply impossible. How do we know that Bitcoin is going to bring about those returns that it has in the past? Well, in short, and this is the elegance of it, we don't. No one does. No one knows if Bitcoin's ever going to go back to $20,000. No one knows that Bitcoin's going to go to $100,000. No one knows that Bitcoin is even going to exist tomorrow. But by the same token, guys, no one even knows if the universe itself is going to exist tomorrow. How can you know anything for certain? I don't want to get deep into philosophy, but the point is, you can't know anything about the market. The people that were buying Bitcoin, the smart money, the people that were buying back here in early 2015, they didn't know that Bitcoin was going to go to $20,000. They invested on risk. Working in these markets was never about guarantees. It was about taking a calculated risk with money that you can afford to lose and making sure that your risk and reward ratio is very, very high and profitable. So if you're asking yourself the question, or you're asking other people the question, how do you know that Bitcoin is going to go back to $20,000? How do you know that Bitcoin is going to rally? How do you know that Bitcoin is ever going to see another weekly green candlestick in its entire future history? You don't know that. But that is not a reason to be deterred, because you don't know that about any market. Instead of looking for guarantees, instead of looking for promises, you need to look at the fundamentals. You need to look at the technicals. You need to look at what the charts are saying. You need to look at what the space is saying. You need to look at what the adoption is saying. You need to look at what the regulatory environment is saying. And guys, all of those metrics, the fundamentals, maybe not so much the technicals on the short term, but the technicals on the long term, the adoption, the regulatory space, the awareness, everything about Bitcoin, guys, it's continuing to get better and better and better. Let me ask you a question. If you follow this channel and you follow other cryptocurrency news in this space, where do you think the news for Bitcoin was more bullish? Now or 8 months ago, 12 months ago, 16 months ago, 24 months ago? If you were back in the space in 2017 like I was, and there being a new ATM installed on the Chevron down in the corner of 13th and 43rd was a big deal, and now we're looking at power players like Facebook and Intercontinental Exchange and Fidelity and TD Ameritrade and all these other gigantic names stepping into the space, ask yourself a question. Were we more bullish back over here, or were we more bullish right now? And after you finish asking yourself that question, ask yourself this question. If Bitcoin was only, say, 20 to 30% as bullish back in 2017 as it is now, and Bitcoin managed to rally all the way to $20,000 and blew the absolute top off every single projection that people had in early 2017, and we're more bullish now than we ever have been, what do you really think the future for Bitcoin looks like? Do you really believe for a second, given everything I just told you, that Bitcoin is going to crash and Bitcoin is going to fail? I personally see no fundamental reason that should happen. There's some technical things that look concerning right now. I'm not going to deny that, guys. Bitcoin being below the 200 daily simple moving average, which almost never happens during bull markets and normally signals the beginning of a bear market. I don't like seeing that. I'm not just going to flat out deny bearish evidence that could indicate 6 months of pullback or sideways trading. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the future outlook for Bitcoin looks fantastic, and even if Bitcoin does pull back down to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, that is no less of a buying opportunity. That is no less of an opportunity in general than Bitcoin rallying to $20,000. Both of them are opportunities. The opportunity does not come from the direction of the market. It does not come from whether Bitcoin's rallying or crashing. It comes from the volatility in the market, and it comes from the future outlook of Bitcoin. So let me wrap up with this, guys. Bitcoin is only a little over 10 years old. Many of the stocks, many of the bonds, many of the precious metals, many of the things we compare Bitcoin to are at the very least 100 years old plus. Or if they're not 100 years old, they have a lot of backing. A company like Tesla, for example, has been around for less than 2 decades. They have a lot more money backing them than even Bitcoin does. These companies can grow much quicker because there is an on-ramp for them. Bitcoin is a completely new space. It's a completely new industry, guys. There has never been anything like this before. It's the birth of the cryptocurrency industry. Gold has been around for as long as humankind has been able to dig in the dirt. Stock markets have been around for hundreds of years. We are so far behind all of them, and people are comparing Bitcoin to these markets. Guys, when you look at these markets and you say, okay, Bitcoin has a lower market cap, or okay, Bitcoin's not doing as well. Of course Bitcoin's not doing as well. You do realize that Bitcoin celebrated its 10th birthday earlier this year. And look at what Bitcoin has managed to accomplish during that time. Bitcoin has rallied infinite percentage points because Bitcoin didn't exist 11 years ago. In the time that Bitcoin has existed, Bitcoin has rallied and made people millionaires and billionaires. There's no reason to believe that the next 10 years will not do the same. The fundamentals look better than ever. The future outlook for Bitcoin looks better than ever. There, in my humble opinion, is not a very good reason to be worried about Bitcoin in the long term, or at least the cryptocurrency industry. Maybe an altcoin takes over, but that's neither here nor there. The last 10 years of Bitcoin, while they don't necessarily predict with 100% accuracy the future outlook for Bitcoin, they do make the future outlook for Bitcoin look pretty appetizing, guys. So I will leave you with this, and I'm going to need a little bit of help from you guys that are veterans in the cryptocurrency space. If you know me, you know I got into the market right around here, back about halfway through 2017, and I've been working and trading in these markets every single day since. But for those of you who are in the market even farther back than that, I'm talking specifically to people who are in the market in 2015 or longer ago. I want you to help me with this. I'm going to recruit you to help me with the point I'm making here. Go in the comment section down below and tell people whether or not you wish you had bought Bitcoin back then, and at the time, whether or not you were considering leaving the market. Leave those two things in the comment section, because I know there's at least one of you that is watching this video who was considering leaving the market back in 2015 following a year of bear market. Mt. Gox had gotten hacked. The future for Bitcoin didn't look great, but now don't you wish you had bought more back then? I guarantee you one person that's watching this video is in that boat, and I'm pretty sure it's a lot more than one. So if you do feel like that, help me in the comment section. Tell them down below. below. Because in my humble opinion, guys, even though I can't promise you the future, I have learned one thing in my many years here on this earth, and that is those that do not learn from the past are condemned to repeat it. And the one thing that we can learn from Bitcoin's past more than anything else is that leaving the market when Bitcoin is moving downwards, when Bitcoin is having a correction, could end up being one of the biggest mistakes of your lifetime. So guys, with that bombshell, we're going to wrap up the video. I do hope you guys did enjoy today's video, and if you were considering leaving the cryptocurrency market and this video stopped you from doing it, tell me in the comments section down below. If I can stop one of you guys from missing out on the opportunity that is Bitcoin, I would do it all over again. I don't want you guys to look back in 10 years and say, wow, Bitcoin's trading at 500 grand. I left when it was sitting at 8,000 and I missed out on a 50x rally. I don't want you guys to go through that because I know that there's a lot of people who have already gone through that in Bitcoin's history, and it's led to some very bad problems in their life, having to do with regret on missing the boat. But anyway, guys, I think I've made my points very clear. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Like I said, if you did, tell us in the comment section down below. And also, if you enjoyed this video, do us a favor and smash that like button. Let's see if we can get to... Let's see if we can get to 5 likes. I think we can pull that off, guys. Let's see if we can get 5 likes. Smash that like button down there. And if you're new here and you want to learn more about cryptocurrency technical analysis and be kept up to date on the cryptocurrency news as it develops, make sure you smash that subscribe button. We do daily cryptocurrency technical analysis and daily cryptocurrency news updates when there is actually something to talk about. So go ahead and do that. And if you aren't new here, or even if you are, consider ringing that notification bell so you'll be updated every time a new video goes live. Anyway, guys, that is pretty much going to wrap it up for today's video. I do want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching as always. Roll that outro. Peace.